Last we left off, our heroes found themselves in the presence of powerful, supernatural fey presence within the dressing room of a young actress set to perform this evening at the gala for Snow. In the midst of some ritual or offering, the fey presence did not take kindly to being interrupted by you, and you find yourselves battling against her magic while simultaneously trying to stop Lola Snicket from finishing the Crimson Strings and seemingly sealing this deal. Battling through formidable fey magic and weaponless, you scrambled to use everything at your fingertips to stop Lola's speech, but time and time again she persevered, until the literal last moment possible. Andy took fate into her own hands, and Lola stumbled. With the stumble, the spell was broken. The presence, the presumed Red Lady, departed, and Lola came to her senses, to which she began to break down and shriek at you all, sending you scurrying from her room to the amassing crowds backstage. With hardly a moment to ponder what had just been witnessed and put an end to, presumably, Annie and Kramer swept up into the final preparations, makeup, hair, and final touches before diving headfirst into the limelight and took the stage as the Sovereigns of Frost. Though your entrance did not inspire confidence, the rest of the show was nearly flawless, both in perfect sync and joyfully performing for the crowd. As you left the stage, it seemed that all was turning in your favor, and yet there lingered a worry and doubt about what would happen with the final performance and just where Headmaster Eldross had gone. Finally, the time came, and Lola Snicket took to the stage, and you watched the final performance with bated breath. The bulk of the performance went off without a hitch. The grim tale of the Enchantress, which should end with her downfall, seemed to take an unexpected final turn. As the final words of the poem began, Lola seemed fixated upon a figure in the crowd, a guest within the King and Queen's box. As Lola uttered the words, extended hands, crimson ribbon, and string fluttered out and around the audience, reaching high up to this figure. The man took the string and stepped over the balcony's edge, but did not fall. Instead, he was held aloft and lowered into a passionate embrace for all to see. As the lights and curtains came down, the audience and the party were left confused. Your only clue that Lola was seemingly shrouded in illusory magic, and perhaps was not who the crowd thought her to be. With this suspicion, you pursued them and found the pair entangled within each other's arms within Eldross's office. As you stepped in and engaged, you were asked not so nicely to leave. Your uncertainty left a weighty pause, and as tensions built, a new figure burst into the scene. From a billowing black cloak, a figure deftly leapt into the room, landing a staggering hit to Lola, sending her spiraling deeper into the room. As the figure drops a vial, the room begins to fill with dark, smoky fog. And he says to Lola, for those of you who were closest to hear, certainly Augustus, but Decrane and Enid, you're able to pick up this as well. Your days of manipulation are done, puppeteer. Lola wipes a drop of blood from her wry smile, and I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh, shit. Oh, we doing this? Okay.
Turn off that way. Oh, my goodness.
Okay. I see you. Not my best. Not my best.
I had hoped to have a proper battle map, but time being short and just work was ridiculous. I didn't have time to really build anything or make anything, so we're on Theater of the Mind on this one. It's a relatively small office, so not a huge amount of space to work with anyways. For the most part, it should be easy to keep track of. But we'll see.
Let's fucking go.
25 to 20. 20 to 15.
19.
Okay.
Attaboy DC.
What's your dexterity?
It is +4.
Roll another d20 for me.
Okay.
Rolling it.
19.
Decrane,
You dirty girl.
gets that first initiative. Okay, 15 to 10.
I got
Oh, sorry,
10.
12. Nettie, no.
Sorry, was that 12, 10?
Yep.
Okay.
12 for the rabbit.
And Enid?
7. I rolled a 1, and my initiative is +6.
Just get out of the way here. You don't need it right now.
Yeah, exactly. Not important.
Right. So, to give the lay of the land, Andy, Decrane, and Enid, you guys are standing just within the doorway, like kind of in the frame of doorway, maybe a couple steps in, just so that all of you can kind of stand together. Augustus, you had stepped forward to engage, so you're a little further into the room, another like 5 feet past the rest. There's a small table that's been kind of tossed over with the action here, and a couple of larger wingback chairs. There's a desk on the far side, and the only light in the room is coming in through moonlight from the massive kind of arched windows that are these like floor to ceiling windows. So moonlight is streaming in. That is the only light source. All the torches have been darkened, and now from between Augustus, Lola, and this cloaked figure, a billowing smoke fog cloud is going to, by third initiative here, begin to encompass the majority of the room. But to Crane, before it fully gets to encompass this room, you do get to act. A reminder, you do not have armor or weaponry. To give you a little bit of context, this is, a very classic kind of like headmaster's office at a college of the arts. So there's not much in the way of weaponry or really things that you can use in an improvised manner. However, I'll be pretty lenient if you do try to suggest trying to do something, because that's the spirit and the fun of this. So if you think of something that you're like, I'd like to try and find this in the room, we'll see what we can do. Otherwise, you have what's on your person or what you can physically do with your body.
I do recall I found scissors, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw those like throwing stars or what?
Sick.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I'll treat it as a dagger. You're skilled enough to throw scissors as a dagger. Are you aiming for Lola?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll have to get into the room a little bit just so that you can see past this cloaked figure whose cloak is kind of obscuring her, and he's taking a point here. There is the other, the Lord, who has been, with Lola this whole time, who's kind of now beside this guy who will act later in the initiative. So you're able to step into the room. She is technically prone, so you do have disadvantage to throw the dagger scissors at her, but go ahead and make the attack roll. Let's see if it hits.
Okay.
Come on, buddy.
9.
Dexterity plus proficiency, so +7 to your attack rolls, as long as I'm going to count this as being like close enough to a dagger that I'll give you the proficiency. So it would be a 16. You do have disadvantage though, so you got to roll again, see if you can do better.
6.
Okay, 6 and 13. 13 with disadvantage. You throw, and it sticks like just shy of hitting as she's kind of pulling herself up. It embeds into the ground. You can go and retrieve it. You can see where it is. You have the movement to get there. You do have a second attack. What do you do?
If I go to retrieve it, can I use it as in a second attack? Like, can I?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take that chance.
You rush forward past this figure whose cloak kind of billows out. You move some of the fog and smoke as you rush in. You see the other Lord is about to do something to the guy in the cloak, and then sees you rushing in, and you can see he's like conflicted. Who should he do something to? You rush forward. You're able to grab the scissors. You're in melee over top of Lola. Should you want to make an attack, you can do so at advantage.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna. If I'm over top, I'm gonna like bring it down. Like,
Jesus.
Okay, I'm gonna stab this girl with a pair of scissors. Go ahead and make an attack with advantage.
The Crane's kept it all in for so long tonight.
14.
That'd be 21 would hit for sure.
And 15 second roll.
Yeah, both those would hit. So go ahead and it's a D4 plus 4.
D4. 3.
Okay.
And so it's 7, and I guess I just go like, I guess I don't know how much contact you make when I go.
I mean, you have her prone and roll the 20 something to hit. Like you bring it down with force, and you collide. She's able to kind of move enough to try and block, so it doesn't hit any like major arteries. It doesn't hit the neck, but it definitely like embeds into the shoulder of her like left arm, and just lets out a yelp.
Because I was like, a 7 isn't gonna kill her.
You and the guy in the cloak and Augustus, you all hear her yelp in pain, but it is definitely not her voice that yelps in that pain. She takes the damage, and that is your turn, unless you have a bonus action you want to use.
Nothing yet. But I'll warn everyone. I'll be like, there's something not right about her. She might be possessed.
At the end of your turn, that takes us to Lola. Lola, in pain, gripping her shoulder, recomposes, looks up past the cloaked figure towards the Lord, just, Lincoln, stop them! In this very pleading cry. He nods and is about to jump into the fray. And then she looks back at the two of you with just the sparkling twinkle of someone who knows and is doing something untoward. She springs up to her feet in front of you, and with a flick of the wrist, you see a long needle similar to the one that you found on the floor in the dressing room. It's maybe a 6-inch long needle that you can see is has a handle of wrapped red string and ribbon. Flicks into her hand, and then she's going to make an attack against you. That is a 19 to hit, which I believe is going to hit.
That'll hit our boy.
Yeah, of course.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Sure.
As you take 8 points of piercing damage.
6.
Okay.
And I guess it's not going to be enough anyway. My wisdom save is 3.
It is a failure. You take 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And she springs up and stabs you with the needle, but less of a going for the kill kind of stab, and more puts it up to the temple. Hits you, you take the damage, you feel this kind of psychic wave, and then you open your eyes after the pain, and there's a gloss and a glaze, as she is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and she looks at you and says, protect me. And you have no other desire but to protect her.
Okay, I was going to say, so I'm not angry at her, I can't say anything back to her.
You are considered charmed by them.
Okay.
With that smile,
be my honor.
DeCrane kind of begins to turn menacingly to the rest as the cloud of smoke begins to billow, with a kind of another flick towards the cloaked figure. You see not another needle, but from the tip of that needle, a spray of kind of similar to what you experienced with the Red Lady below. These strings and ribbon begins to wrap around the cloaked figure. That's a natural 1. That sucks for him. And you watch as the cloak is suddenly restricted within. They become restrained and are suffocating as it wraps around their neck with the crimson string and garrote.
Oh, jeez.
2 actions.
It's not great.
With the billowing beginning to arise. Yep, this is all good. She is going to move away, not taking any of attacks of opportunity, and gets low behind the desk at the far side of the room. That is going to end her turn. That takes us to our cloaked figure, who is going to use a bonus action. He's struggling against the string, but then at a moment, you just watch the shape become incredibly thin, like it's just a cloak, and it flutters and flies up and kind of out of the ropes and then over towards where she is now standing on the other side of the desk, reappear, materializing almost in this kind of like ghostly shift, and is going to continue with multiple attacks against her.
Get her.
2 are going to hit. 4.
I need to break concentration on
7 points.
this bitch.
And come on. 7 points and 6 points. 13. As he just like throws, like goes for 3 melee attacks, hits on 2. She manages to block one of them. Kind of surprised that he was able to get out of whatever this string restraint was so easily, and is now kind of frantically kind of looking around the room looking for an alternative path. But we get to Augustus before that happens. At this point, the fog and smoke has fully billowed by the end of this figure's turn. There's now a 20-foot by 20-foot smoke cloud, which basically encompasses the entirety of the room. Augustus, we come to you.
Any blunt instruments I could use in here, like anything I could pick up to wield as a weapon?
Like a bookend.
Yeah, any broken
really
chairs?
heavy ward.
I'll roll around and see if one of the chairs broke in Lola's fall.
That'd be great.
But because there are chairs, there's a table, like there are things that you could break but are currently not broken unless I roll percentile die. I'll give you a 50% chance of it being a broken implement. You want the upper half.
Never tell me the odds.
As a 23.
Is that good?
It fell over and is not fully broken, but like has been cracked. So it's easier to pull apart should you want to pull a leg off, but may require a check.
Maybe I won't do that then. I'm going to rush to her on the other side of this. Take my action, or take my movement to run over there.
Okay. Go ahead and make just a straight perception. No, perception at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you're now running in blindly into the heavily obscured fog.
Lowest was 14.
Okay. With a 14, you are able to navigate enough to not hit yourself into like the table, the chairs, that like you don't run into it and cause yourself damage. However, there's kind of no good way to avoid Lincoln with a 14, and he is going to wild swipe out with a haymaker.
Okay.
And attempt just like now flailing. That's natural too, though. He's trying to hit someone who is like 6 feet tall and just hits like the tips of your ears as you rush underneath and feeling your way across the room, still able to make your way to the desk and see the tail end of this cloaked figure and Lola sparring and are able to get there.
Can I attack Lola?
Sure.
Sweet, let's do it. I'm going to use Primal Savagery. So my hands kind of glow with that solar light. I'm going to hit out. Oh, and it's only a 10. I rolled a 2. Try and get a here.
You do. You swipe and you connect. You cut a claw right across her back, but rather than feeling flesh and a very beautiful dress tear under your claws, the dress is unmoving, and you feel the connection of metal.
Wow. Okay.
Chain, like they're links as you pull your claws down through, like a chain shirt, chain mail of some kind.
And then let me just look at my bonuses here.
She's going to turn as you do that. After like sparring with the cloak figure, you claw. She turns and you just see this really faint glimmer to the eyes, definitely confirming the illusion that you know to kind of be there. But now she knows you know.
Got it. She knows I know. I'll stay up on her. I'll try and flank her in here, so I'll just end my turn there.
You got it. You rush in. Andy, we come to you.
Would it be fair that when we got all dressed in our own clothes and shit, that I got my shit back from Enid?
Yep.
Okay, so I have a focus. That's the good news. The bad news is I did not pack for combat. So, I As of right now, we're completely fog clouded. I can't see shit, right?
Yeah.
Tight. How far away from me is Crane?
You're not exactly sure. Where you last saw him was like 10 to 15, give or take.
Shit. So I can't see anything. I don't know where anybody is.
You have the loose idea of like, you just saw the snapshot of everyone in this room, then you close your eyes. Where did you last see?
Yeah.
You have that like best judgment. It'd be very difficult to then shoot an arrow at someone, but if you're doing something blind, kind of larger region, you have an idea of where they are. If you were trying to, like Augustus, make his way into the room, has an idea of where the things were in the room that are likely stable. So you could try and navigate it, but obviously it checks and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have very much. How far away from me was charmed wannabe prince man?
Lord dude, he was like dead center 10 feet.
Do you say his name was Graham? Why do I have Graham in my head?
Lincoln.
Nowhere close to Graham.
Not even a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna, I guess, go. It's a C within range. I can't see anything. Can't see anybody.
Is Mind Sliver you have to see?
Yeah, that's what I was just checking.
Shit.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna go in and try to fucking blindly find this man. No, I don't have a stick. I can't even do that. God damn it. Sorry, guys. I thought I had a plan, and then every time I open up something, that plan goes to shit because I can't see anything.
All good.
I changed my mind. I'm gonna try to find a crane.
Okay. Perception check at disadvantage.
Yeah. No, I don't find a crane.
What'd you roll?
6.
What I'll give you with a 6 is you use your full movement to get to DeCrane, but it puts you between DeCrane and Lincoln to get there, and it uses because you're being so like careful and cautious, it uses your full 30 feet to get there. So you have no movement left. You do feel DeCrane on your one side, but you also feel this now wildly swinging man to your right, and kind of put yourself in that position, unfortunately.
Okay. I don't even know for sure if what's her butt is actually Fae, but we're going to try this anyway. I'm going to try protection from evil and good.
Okay.
On the crane.
Interesting.
One with protection from Fae, fiend, or undead. So I'd imagine Fae. I don't know if he's actually, I'm assuming it's a headmaster Fae or not. I don't know for sure. But it says, if a target is already possessed, charmed, or frightened by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throws against the event. And they can't, and whoever you touch cannot become charmed or whatever.
So it doesn't nullify it. It would give him advantage to get
It'd give him advantage, and then like it's concentration. So as long as I keep it up, it can't happen to him again.
And so it knocks. You had previously been concentrated on locate object. You are now knocked out of that.
Yeah.
Not
I think that had been 10 minutes anyway, you said.
No.
No, because you like fucked around?
No, you cast it and then ran. Like you guys got here less than 10 minutes.
I had locate object and I could have tried to cast a spell on what's his butt. I forgot I had that.
We're here.
Yep, sorry guys, I've already taken too long with my turn. I'll mark
you are now protected from Fae, fiends, and undead, should they be in the room.
I don't think it is, but I don't know.
Andy, you position yourself here, you cast this spell. And we'll see how that plays out. You are now concentrating on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
don't have any bonus actions. It's my turn.
Cool. That takes us to Lord Lincoln Carlisle. Seeing you and this kind of flash of magic in front, you feel this man's hand on your shoulder as he just pulls you back and says, "Get away from her!" And he just rushes in and is just going to throw a wild punch at you and DeCrane.
I'm not even touching her! Him, what added? I don't know who this is. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, that's going to hit you. That's a 19 naturally.
Yeah.
DeCrane, that is a 18 total. So I think that hits both of you. Each of you are going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. That guy rolled.
Damn.
DeCrane, because you took damage, you do get a save against the charm effect at which you have advantage.
Hey.
So do I roll a d20?
It's a wisdom saving throw. Twice at advantage.
12.
Okay.
What's your wisdom modifier or saving throw modifier?
It is...
Roll again.
Well,
3.
I want to have this one first.
Wisdom saving or wisdom modifier?
Wisdom saving throw.
3.
So 15. A 15 is a success, so you don't actually need to roll again. You do succeed. You feel the kind of urge to protect Lola Fade. You feel the urge of I have to fight your fellows behind Quell, and you feel Andy, the comforting presence of your friend, right there. And you get, after getting clocked, realize, ow, my jaw, fuck this guy. And he hits Andy too, so maybe you're pissed at him, but you are no longer charmed. He stays in actually, he's going to throw a perception check to see if he has any idea where she went. It's not bad. He is going to start kind of moving blindly after hitting both of you. He's going to move away from both of you in pursuit towards the desk. So you both get attacks opportunities should you want to use them against him.
I don't have any portent left. I don't got shit that needs reactions.
So you're just going to try and clock this man?
Well, yeah, because I don't have any weapons.
Okay, go ahead and make an unarmed strike.
Okay.
DeCrane, are you doing the same?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
My strength is a +0.
Both of you go ahead and make... or I guess, DeCrane, you have the scissors if you want to use the scissors. So it's a d20 plus 7 to stab this man.
7.
7 roll.
14 will hit. He does not wear armor.
I rolled a 16.
A 16
So
is
it's
going to hit.
16.
What is your unarmed strike?
Fucking nothing. 1? Isn't the minimum you can have 1? My strength is a 0.
Plus 1, yeah. So you deal 1 point damage.
Great. I just
Check.
D4
DeCrane,
as well.
you're
elbow him in the nose.
No, he's using the scissors. He's going to stab this man.
1.
Plus 4, though, so that's 5 points of damage. That is that. With both of you kind of hitting in unison, there's a moment of where Andy hits him as he's kind of walking away, and he just kind of shrugs it off literally and just keeps pursuing. And DeCrane, where do you hit him? Where do you stab him?
I'm going to say it's not a lethal blow, right? So I couldn't go there. Okay, I'm going to go...
It'd be almost more of a graze or a glancing more than a embed stab.
Then I'm going to do right... Maybe I'll go from here and I'll just...
Yeah, honestly, actually, that works. As he's moving away from you, you're trying to grab him to hold him here, and you get it over into the clavicle, and he drops his shoulder, shrugs that out, blood splays out, and as he is about to wheel on you again, you watch the same kind of drop of a charm fading from the face of this man. His face shifts, and he gets very confused, bleeding. Who the fuck are you? Where the fuck am I? That's all he gets.
Okay.
I'm not charmed anymore, right?
You're not charmed. He's not charmed. Enid, we come to you.
Do I have I would have my my guitar, right?
Yes, you have your battle lute.
Okay. I will use that.
Okay. Who are you trying to use it on?
On her.
I'll need a perception check at disadvantage from you.
Okay, hold on. Okay, one more time. 16.
16 at disadvantage? Wow.
Yeah, I know.
You get through the room. It's still stumbling through some of the stuff, but just persevering and pushing your way through, tumbling over the desk rather than around, and are able to kind of you through the fog with the moonlight coming in from the windows behind, you're able to see Augie on one side, this cloaked figure on the other. She's kind of in the middle, and you are just on top of the desk now, right in her face. What do you do?
Okay. I'll just kind of take it and just Clocker in the nose because I have no idea what's going on. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make an attack roll with it.
okay.
Going obviously with the non-lethal route, flipping around, trying to hit her at the bridge. Just
That's a 6. It was a 1.
unfortunately, as you go to clock her, just misjudging the distance a little, and it just misses by like a solid foot. And it's more of just like you rushed up and like big hit, and then all three like Augustus, Lola, and this cloaked figure all just kind of look over at you, and it's just like this kind of embarrassing like moment of like you had a cool thing, and then just nothing happened. Just dead air.
That sounds like her.
You still have a second attack.
I'm trying to like my pride's hurt, so she'll just kind of, as I've fallen, I'll just kind of swing it back up.
It goes down with 1. Oh, fuck.
Pretending that I intended to do it the entire time.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. 14. Do I add the +5?
Did you just roll a d20? You did, or did you roll the?
Yeah, I rolled a d20. It's so the d20 had 14, and then with the +5 would be 19.
I see that. 19 will hit.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage. It is non-lethal.
Okay. 8?
Okay. 8.
It really took its time there.
I know.
That is going to be that. There's that pregnant pause where you missed the first time, and like she's about to kind of chuckle, and then you bring it up and just clip right under the chin. Her teeth chatter together, and it's just fuck. As just like maybe chipped teeth, you're not sure. Spits out a bit of blood. However, notably, those of you who are in direct combat with her, no visible damage being done to clothing or face or any appearance. Clearly now the illusion is evident, though disguise self isn't concentration, so it's just going to be there.
Just gonna keep it going. Keep it going.
That is your full move and action. So unless you have any bonus actions, although I've kind of in my head I've been kind of doing the perception checks as like our bonus actions.
Yeah, that's totally
unless
cool.
you have something.
Nope, that's it.
Then that'll bring us to the top of the round. DeCrane, we come back to you. You are no longer charmed. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna attack now.
Go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage for me.
Okay.
You can
19.
hear disadvantage. You can hear the kind of cacophony of stuff happening over by the desk, so you have a general region to go to. But this perception check will still be important to see how much spatial awareness you have here.
14.
Plus your perception, which is pretty strong. You're still able to like get the next 10 feet over to the desk. The unfortunate part is you don't have a point of contact to get within melee. You've got Enid on top of the desk. You've got Augustus on one side. You've got the cloak figure on the other side. There's a big desk in the way, and there's a window on the other side. Like that's it. The full spaces have been accumulated, so you can't get within melee of her.
Am I in throwing range?
You're within throwing range, but because of the fog and the accumulated people, it will be a disadvantage, but you can still do so.
Yeah, I'll take that chance and I will throw.
Go ahead. D20 disadvantage plus 7.
5 is the first roll.
Not looking so hot.
14.
That one would have been good. Unfortunately, the 5 takes you out of commission as you throw the scissors. She moves ever so slightly where you may have connected, but she moves out of the way, and you hear as the window behind her shatters as you throw the scissors through them out into the courtyard below. That is your action. That is your attack. You don't have any other weapons. You still have a second attack. Is there anything else you want to try or say?
Can I do second wind?
As a bonus action? Absolutely. It's a D10 plus 5. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes, it is going to be D10 plus 5.
Okay, great. D10 plus 5 for your health. You can heal back up as you take a moment to kind of assess the situation.
4.
So healing for 9. Now, at the top of this round, I will need everyone to make a perception check for me.
Disadvantage or straight?
This is a straight roll.
Are the guards coming down the hall?
Fuck.
How the fuck are we getting out of here?
17.
1.
15.
No, 15.
Okay, 15 was the DC to hear the clatter of armor headed in the hall and some shouts of several voices hammering down the hall you came into. A reminder that the hall, this is at the end of a long hall that comes up from like a large set of stairs, kind of circles around some area and circles a small courtyard outside. And there is really only one way into this office. It's down this hall. There's a couple of other rooms along the way. If you're leaving the office, they're on the right-hand side. If you're coming in, they'd be on the left. And a big wall of windows on the right. So there's really only one direction for them to be coming. And it is this direction. With the 15s, you hear it. With the 17, you can gather that they will be within the 4th or 5th round, so another 2 or 3 rounds, they'll be in this room. They're that close anyways.
Okay.
So they're closing in within the next 15 to 20 some odd seconds. We'll be in this room. You'll have that much time to figure out what you want to do. And I will say the 15s are enough to gather. Like you've got more than 5 or 6 guards coming. It's not just like 2 guys. You got a good handful of people coming this way. That's the end of DeCrane's turn. You all hear that coming down the hall, and our Lola gets attacked, and she also hears this sound as everyone's eyes kind of shift through the fog towards the doorway, hearing this sound. She is going to see if I get some of this stuff back. Nope. Balls. She is going to... What's more fun? You watch as she looks at the group amassed around, begins to take in a bunch of air. And right before, you see her just widen and large and just about to unleash a bellow. She looks at Enid, who just clocked her in the fucking chin, and says, "Show's over." And this wailing shriek she unleashes, and I need all of you except for Andy to give me Constitution saving throws.
Oof.
And I will describe as this is happening. She unleashes this wail, and it is Black Canary Banshee-like, just a wave of force through voice. It blows the gust of the fog cloud out and away, shatters the dozens of windows behind her. Glass begins to rain down on everyone. That's going to be a secondary save here. And then those of you who have failed on a 16 Constitution are going to suffer 4d8 damage.
4d8.
Yeah. The number of times Scott has had to ask that question.
my little health. My 34 health.
You each take 7 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
An additional 7 points of psychic for a total of 14 points of damage.
That's bad.
You are each pushed and thrown 10 feet away from Lola's side. And I need to do my guy too, sorry. Fails, takes that. You are each pushed away. So everyone is knocked prone and pushed 10 feet, except for Andy and Lincoln here, just outside of the range. Though you cover your ears, you feel the shriek. It's super crazy loud, but just not painfully so, to the point of actual damage. And the glass up top, I'm going to need the two of you Harangons to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Tight. 20.
That's a success.
19.
Both successes. I will only make an additional 2 points of slashing, piercing damage. Just some of the shards come down and catch you in some uncomfortable spots, but blown away, slammed onto your backs. Lola does a big bow and disappears. A somewhat familiar Fey step. That ends. Okay. That brings us to my guy. My guy is going to leap to his feet, look at you all, look down the hall, and I cannot let her escape. I will find you. And leaps out the window. Out of sight. That ends his turn. Augustus, we come to you.
It's like, fuck, why do I not? I have to figure out now what to do. I will. Okay, I know I want to do this. I'm going to stand up, half my movement.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can I get to the window in that distance with 15 feet?
You were only pushed 10 feet away. You were at the window before. No problem.
Do I see anything out the window?
I'm going to need a perception check at disadvantage. It is dark outside.
No problemo. That's not bad. Give me another one, D&D Beyond. That's better, I think. So my lowest... Oh, they're calling that a 3? Disagree. Looks cocked to me, D&D Beyond. 11.
11. It is difficult to position the people specifically. Like, you know that there should be the 2 people you just saw jump out this window should be down there somewhere within movement range. However, unfortunately, your lack of vision, dark vision, your lack of dark vision is not giving you any real good detail. Sure. And notably, the courtyard below is about 30 some odd feet down in kind of a step down garden that is below the window here. So you see like kind of hedgerows and maze kind of style hedges, rose bushes and all these kinds of things that people could easily be in amongst, but your vision is unable to kind of pinpoint.
You would see Augustus reach his hand out and a little bit of sparkling magic there as he thinks about casting fairy fire, but he's going to hear Andy in his head and then let that fade. And then I think I would just turn back to the group, and I think I'll end my turn by just saying, are we running or are we talking to the cards? And that's it.
Okay. We're going to go to Andy's turn. Yeah, it's going to be the end of your turn. Andy, you're up.
Okay. How big is this window?
It is the full width of the room, so it's 20 feet wide. Like, I think barred, like kind of grilled, large arch windows that have panels large enough that you could leap through and get out of.
Okay. And sorry, you may have said it, but there's a courtyard. Is it like below? Like what floor are we on?
You're not sure. You'd have to get over to the window to do that.
Okay. I mean, I'll get over towards it. Well, wait, there's the fucker. What's it I was going to do? You guys weren't deafened or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
They don't appear to be anyways. I would say you see the Lord Guy doesn't appear to be in the same haymaker throwing mode. Mm-hmm. It seems like he's not. He's kind of discombobulated, a little confused, kind of grabbing his head, and like he seems like he is no longer under the same spell. You know, DeCrane isn't, and you are hearing the kind of footsteps rushing down the hall behind. You were kind of into the room. You were outside the 15-foot cone for this effect, so it'd be 15 feet to get the window. Okay,
I'm gonna go to Lord Fuckface, whose name I don't remember. Yep, and I'm just gonna kind of like, because he got hooked, kind of crouch down just so he can like hear me, and say, "Hey, you all right? You okay? That was not Lure. I'm not sure who was, but you're gonna be okay now. Just we're not sure what's going on. Just make sure you get out of here and get safe, please."
Make a persuasion
trying to instill calmness, and we are not the bad guy with everything that I'm saying.
That's what the persuasion check is for.
This is big.
Okay, I don't have great persuasion. 16.
That's really good. Really good.
I rolled well. I have a +1 on persuasion, but I rolled a 15 on the dice. Oh, I also rolled a natural 1 on my concentration check that I forgot to roll before. So I'm not concentrating on protection from evil and good.
Oh, when you got punched?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that sucks. Well, it worked out to get the crane out of the charm. So, you say this to him. He's still kind of dazed and a little confused. You're not.
That's why I'm not really worried about the words. I'm focusing on tone and like maybe vague recollection of what our who like the who we are in comparison to who just jumped out the window.
Yeah, I would say you're not sure, but he doesn't feel doesn't say anything like untoward or doesn't like push you at it. Like, you know, he's not disregarding what you said, but he's just not fully there yet. Yeah. But you say, and hopefully have given yourself a good position.
Great. I'd imagine that's my action.
Depends on what else you want to do, honestly.
I don't really know. Then to the rest of the group, it's like, yeah, I think running's probably the good option here. And I just want to at least get a better look out the window. My other thought, I thought about casting locate object again, but I don't know at this point how much we care about finding this fucker and how much it's like we need to save our asses right now.
Okay, here's I'll give you a compromise for the check. So the persuasion check on him, and then you have a choice of persuasion check or perception checks. You can either get to the window and see if you can find the two people who have now left the scene, and get an idea of what to do to get down or whatever you guys want to do if you were to go out the window yourselves. Or you can get better detail of down the hall. There's more to figure out down there, give you more precise information and timing. Those are your two options right now.
Okay, I think I am worried about who might be seeing us from down the hall. Because she's still very worried about Magic Place. So I think that is the direction she's going to check first.
Okay. Keeping yourself kind of, you know, looking just past like the edge of the door frame, or just still like in your side of the room, but just like trying to peek through just so you can see it is just a dead straight hallway. Perception check for me, please.
9.
This fog has been pushed and has kind of been pushed down this hallway, so it is obscuring slightly. What I'll give you is you can see at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 city watch guards. You can see like the red orange of the tunic kind of coming through, but it is a blend of multiples. Hard to tell distinction between who's all there. You can also see, even with a 9, there are at least 3 or 4 larger armored figures, full plate. They seem more Kingsguard, people who might have been with the King's Court, something to that effect. You can see the tall points of halberds and that kind of thing. Again, not getting any detail out of this, but just like vague outliney shapes. And 2 other things that you notice, you cannot see the wielders or what is doing this, but you can see there are 2 arcing, sparking electrical points leading the front of this group. They're small, but noticeably like arcing and sparking with an electrical energy of some kind. From 2 distinct points that are seemingly like moving along.
One of the cops has a taser. Okay, or 2 of the cops have tasers. Yep, talking back in that room. And I imagine that's all my movement and turn and everything. I don't have any bonus actions.
You can move to the window with the rest of your movement because you didn't get knocked prone.
Yeah, I think so. At least over in that direction.
End of your turn.
Yeah.
Lincoln is going to stand up fully, holding his head, kind of looking to your group, looking at the disarray, and is just going to call out for the guards, help, guards, and he's just going to stumble his way down the hall with the remaining movement he has. He's just leaving and going down the hall.
Okay, guy.
That's the end of his turn. Enid, what do you do?
So we're bolting, eh?
I don't know. I don't
know either. I don't know whether it's worse, like out of game. I don't know whether it's it would look worse to run and potentially get away, or would that make it? But also, otherwise, we have to talk to people and get interviewed a shit ton by the cops to be like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
I don't know what's better. Or like if we ever get caught running, that's also really bad.
Yeah.
Bad all the way.
If we have to knock out a cop or two, we do.
No, we cannot.
No.
We cannot knock out a cop or two.
I know this is all happening in real time. I will say, Guy did see us. Graham, Noble Graham, saw 2 bunnies, a weird-looking blue-haired guy, and I mean, you guys performed on stage. Like, we might have to talk our way out of it, or else it's going to be a manhunt in the city for that's like. You're
Can't hear you, Tyler, muted.
Sorry. I am going to point out one element that Andy would be vividly aware of. This guy saw you guys cast magic.
Did he?
He did it right in front of him. You cast a spell into Crane in front of this man.
I was going for there was fog everywhere. That was my hope.
You were literally beside him. I told you position yourself.
I know. I only did it because I thought there was fog. So that was me being a dumbass.
We're running.
We're running?
I don't know now.
Oh.
What do you think?
If we weren't gonna run, Enid was just gonna go and slowly, quietly sink under the desk. And just like,
hey, wait, but that guy,
no one is seeing her.
That's the other thing. The guy was like, wait, he didn't recognize us. So was he in his own mind? Did he actually see shit? Because to me, it kind of seemed like he didn't. He snapped out of it and didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
We could say he had a crazy night. Us too magic, insane.
However, I am going to put a clock on this. We got to make a move.
No.
It's Enid's turn. Enid, do you duck beneath the desk and wait? Or do you do something with your action?
Yeah, I'll just kind of duck underneath.
Enid just slowly lowers
She
herself.
doesn't know what to do, so she's just like...
Holding her battle axe loot, just clutching tight. And is, for all intents and purposes, going to hold action to Cream.
Yeah.
What do you do? Pick yourself off the floor.
Well, yeah.
Read the cards.
Actually, I would like to do some healing if I can.
Do you have anything to heal with?
You use your second wind.
I guess I can use my second wind for a...
No, you already
did it.
used that.
Or I guess
No, I have 3.
Yeah.
I have 3 second winds.
You have
Really?
3 now? Cool.
That's the new.
But I won't use it yet.
Oh,
Actually, I won't use it.
fuck
I
me.
will...
I wanted that as Mary so bad. You know how often I couldn't even...
I would have been tight.
Can I use
That's great.
maybe my energy drain?
On us?
On who?
The only people left with your friends.
I'm always collecting energy.
Don't be an asshole. I took damage this fight.
I'm always taking a little
The
energy.
cops are coming.
The cops aren't there yet, are they?
No, so this is basically, the Crane is this top of round 2. They have at least 2 more rounds before they would be in this room. So they are,
Okay.
anywhere from 60 to 100 some odd feet out, maybe a little further. It's difficult to tell. You could, you could make another perception check to see if you can get better information on the coming crowd, and he didn't roll high enough to get anything further to give you better information. So you've got vague information right now.
I'm wondering if my idea is I will do the talking and everyone else hides.
Hides where? I am a 6.5-foot woman who has shit dexterity and stealth.
Come join me under the desk.
The desk just rises a full foot. What are you doing with your turn, with your action?
I will percept. Maybe I will just do perception.
Okay. Perception check for you.
Roll.
Straight roll.
5.
Okay, great.
Plus, I think I'm 6, so yes, 11.
11. Unfortunately, 11 is not going to get you much more than what Andy got already. You pop your head out to look. You can see now Lincoln is kind of like head in hand, like holding the stab wound, like making his way towards the crew of approaching people. The fog cloud has dissipated ever so slightly. You're over the 10 mark, so you can see that there are more confidently 4 city watch guards, 4 King's Guards who are like knights. You see 2 with halberds, 2 with longsword and shield. And there are 2 shorter figures ahead of them with these kind of sparking, arcing, stun baton kind of situations. Now, you have a unique history. Can you give me a history check to see if you recognize any elements there?
11.
What's your history bonus?
And history is 0.
Okay. You have the vague memory of something in the time that you've been here, in the last 6 months, maybe a little further. Those are unique. Like, you don't see those every day, and yet you have a memory of them. You just don't remember exactly where to place it. There's too much happening. You're seeing it through fog still a little bit. So, but the sparking, arcing, obviously, energy to you is like a resource, is something to be interested in. So, like, you've took note of it in your past, and then never really got a chance to do anything more with it. There's that lingering element there, kind of comes back here. But again, you're just unable to get any further information with only 11s on your checks, unfortunately. That positions you kind of with the group, looking back down the hall. You are free to say anything, but otherwise it would be the end of your turn.
Yeah, I won't say anything yet.
Augustus.
We didn't do anything wrong. Everyone, just be okay. We'll be fine. We'll talk this out. Everything will be great. I think I will just sit on the desk and wait.
Okay.
And I'll just wait. I'll make sure. I'll be like, put away your weapons. Like, let's just talk this out. It'll be fine. And I don't know if it's going to be fine, but he's so naive. He thinks it's going to be fine. He thinks it's going to be great.
Totally fine. For all intents and purposes, Augustus holds his action. Andy, we come back around. Sorry.
I'll keep my hands up.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm an innocent bunny rabbit.
That's it. And I know this is bad, but I'm ready.
Andy, we come back around to you. Seemingly your party have elected to play it smooth, play it calm, play it we're innocent. What do you do?
Shepherds aren't really very pro-monarchy and pro-police, so she's very scared. I'm debating trying to find somewhere to ditch my spell sash and stuff, because...
You could just toss it out the window.
I don't want to, because then they know they went out the window, they're going to go look for it, and I can't have anyone else find it. Can I get a look out the window? And out... Are we near roof? What are we near?
Yep. Perception check for me.
14.
Okay. Okay, so outside the window, as you're just panicking back and forth, look out the window, look out these shattered glass. Directly below, it's about 30-foot drop where you can see like stone steps lead down to kind of like river stone kind of paths through a garden. It's about 30 feet down, kind of somewhat sunken. You can see the river is not far off, and you can see other like, you know, elements of the college, like the manor kind of extends across the river in a bridge, and there's more like you could imagine like residences on the right side, but those are several hundred feet away. Immediately outside is a several 100-foot garden and sitting area, courtyard. To the far left is like kind of a larger open field before you hit the walls outside the campus grounds, and then into the further residential areas of River Ward and then up into Mount Ward. So you don't have much more immediately here. It's about 30-foot drop down to ground with 14. With a 14, you see the swish of a black cloak, like beelining away. You don't see any sign of Lola or Eldross or anything else, but you just see the swish of a cloak around like the corner of a bush or something, as you just see him taking off into the darkness, 60 some odd, 80 some odd feet away.
Okay. No other figures out there that I could see? Random people walking the path? At
At this hour, no. Anybody who'd be up, like, it's late as fuck. Anybody who'd be up is at the party or
Yeah.
is milling about with the other people wondering what the fuck's going on, or students or maybe up in like the residence areas, but no one else that you notice is in this area.
Okay, last question.
I sent you a crazy idea, Leah. I don't know.
I know I saw that, but then I'm waiting for Allie's turn, and also, didn't we send him somewhere? I don't think she has him. He was up in the rafters.
I think she can resummon him. My crazy idea was, what if Toot Sweet hides it, Allie? What if Toot Sweet just takes it and runs?
I know. I'm worried that we won't have enough rounds at this point.
Toot Sweet, as far as I recall, was left in the rafters above the stage and the audience, which would be way too far to get within the next 12 seconds.
Oh,
Can she dismiss and resummon, or it doesn't work like that?
Only summon once a day.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, so if he's still up there and I didn't call him to our aid like I did last time. Like when we were in trouble last time, I was like, "Hey, come on down," and then he started making his way. And he like moves a little bit every round, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay, sorry, Leah.
That's okay. Is there... Okay, this is so stupid. This is gonna fucking backfire so bad. I'm gonna take off my sash and tie it in a little, as best I can quickly, or wrap it, whatever I can do, around my focus. Catapult is only somatic, so I don't need to say anything. And I don't need my focus. Where in 60 feet can I huck this and hope that it stays safe and not seen in the garden?
Tons of bushes, hedges,
Great.
There's a...
I cannot let guards get this.
You've
And
got
it's
the
only
choices of
work. Like, it's
a
fine.
bunch of different bushes and things, or there is like a fancy ass fountain kind of situation that's on the edge of the 60-foot throw.
I don't want
You wear it outside all the time.
I know. Okay.
Launch it fucking right in the sky. Just let the gods decide where it goes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go for like a particularly thick bush or whatever I can find. Mark off a spell slot.
Okay. In this instance, I'm still going to ask for a spell attack roll for aim.
Okay. It's
It's a
normally a deck
bush.
save,
It's
but
not moving, so it's a relatively easy like.
the bush can't make a
AC.
deck save.
No,
It'll
that's why
try.
I'm asking for your aim with your spell.
I know. Fuck is my spell attack now? 7? 14?
Yeah, I mean, you get it into the bush. It's not the most elegant. If someone was looking really close, or if this was a horticultural school, someone would very instantly be like, "Hey, who the fuck with our bush? Our bush is all fucked up." This is an art school. No one's going to care. It's fine. It's going to be like, "Oh, someone did something cool with this bush. It's pretty." It's just kind of bent and broken.
Okay.
You, for the first time in a long time, are without your focus, without your sash, and without the access to the bulk of your arcane studies. There is an instantaneous empty feeling in the pit of your stomach that is akin to the decision to need to run when you were with DeCrane way back when, and arguably worse. That is going to end Andy's turn.
I just slid on the wall.
You see Lord Lincoln continue his procession towards the crew out on their way in. You guys watch as he's making his way towards them. One of who's got the best perception, who would be looking towards the hallway.
Me, probably. I'm looking.
You're
at the
sitting
door
on the
frame.
desk,
Yeah.
hands up like this. Your passive perception is strong. Absolutely, you see this happen. He's like head in his hands, puts a hand up, and you see coming out of the fog. Now the fog fully having dissipated as we come to towards the end of this round. A dwarven female lunges forward with the stumbaton and hits him in the ribs.
Oof.
And he goes down hard. She then continues past with an order to one of the knights to shackle him, and one of the knights like stomps on him, and the other like heavily, like roughly manacles him. The second dwarven male, both of them dark-skinned together, continues, and he issues an order to get further reinforcements to one of the other City Watch, and the rest with us, and are barreling down. Will be within this room by the end of the next round. You don't have any good reason to have that information, so that's the end of this turn unless you're going to do anything.
Nope.
Okay. Carlisle, for his turn, whimpers and gets electrocuted. Enid, we come to you.
So what can be done?
Straight chilling.
Just chill. Just
you can say pass. You can say chill.
No, just kind of sitting there, further going back into the desk and trying to hide, making sure no one sees. Go, Hockey, come down here. Down here. And then, actually, I will do is, can I just let Toot Sweet, even though there's no chance, can he just like start making his way back towards us?
Absolutely. You hear an affirmative. He's on his way.
Okay.
We might need to bail us out of jail. He needs to stay in this material plane.
Yeah.
I will say, Allie, you do know that some motherfucker at Customs already tried to take your cool battle loot because you could tell it was magic.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
D&D Customs already tried to take that from you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth fucking it out the window?
Can I?
Trying to find somewhere to hide it.
Does it? It shrinks again, right?
It doesn't shrink.
No, but
it shrunk to fit
to
you.
fit me. Okay, I'll just kind of swing it on my back.
Yeah, just a cool
So just a cool guitar, nothing more.
That's the end of Enid's turn. DeCrane. Any last
words?
Last words.
I just give a deadly stare. I don't say anything.
Fair.
Deadly stare towards the door.
Yeah, like I'm in anticipation. Like,
okay. Well, give me another perception check.
Okay. 13.
Okay.
And 6, so 19.
A 19. Okay. Finally, with the fog cloud having cleared and them being within 60 feet of the doorway, clear line of sight, you can see very obviously, what happened to Lord Carlisle there, the City Watch and the Knights working together to pin him down. And like, it's aggressive. This man is a lord, was in the King's box not that long ago, and it is hard what is happening to him. And you realize why it is that way. One, the King's Guard are there, and this would be very obviously appeared as a horrible slight to the King's daughter in a very public stage. Two, the two who are leading this charge, you don't recognize the one. You definitely recognize the other one. This is Lord Commander Warren Algaros. He's the Lord Commander of the Arcana class. He is like top dog Arcana class commander. He runs the show. He has been the Lord Commander of the Arcana class for a long time. You realize how bad this is going to get for you guys almost instantly. This is execution level. Moving on. What do you do?
Do you want to share that with the class? Should we share a plan? Should we bail? Should we bounce?
Time is of the essence.
I mean,
would he recognize you? You stole Arcana class stuff. Like, I don't know this about you, but
I will put it very clearly. Like, he wouldn't have any idea who the fuck you are. Like, he's top dog. You would have recognized him at like speeches and events that were like the not the draft, but like all the guys are coming in for the first new wave of training. You're in there. He comes to do a big speech of like, yeah, rah, rah, Arcana class, fuck mages, get to work. You saw him once. He's a recognizable figure, and he's been in like posters, and he's been in all kinds of like stuff that you have seen in your training with the Arcana class.
Is there a way for me to hide?
Not in this room.
You can jump out the window.
Could I like hang on to the ceiling and like
Unless you got like super jumps, it's like a 25 foot ceiling.
Kev, option is we wait here.
No, in fairness, you can spider climb.
You were given the inspo that you
I
might
forgot. I could
progress.
spider climb. I could stay on the roof.
You could run out the window and just fucking run up the wall.
What I'm thinking is, I look at Gus and I'd be like, Gus, you will do our talking. They don't know you. They don't fear you. And that's exactly what we need in this moment. I will be hidden, but ready if you need support. And then I just climb up and hang
Out the window up? Or you're gonna
You're
go
just bailing on us?
No, I'm in the room, but I'm hanging.
He's going. They're gonna see you hanging from the fucking ceiling, Kevin. They're
I'm gonna
like
make you-
a bunch of. This is like the detectives being like, "Let us case this room."
I want to make it very clear. If you are spotted spider climbing, you're dead.
Ooh, okay.
They will kill.
I'll go out the window. But I need to be within ear and eye shot.
Yeah, you can be like just around the like ledge, you know.
Yeah.
No problem.
Can I have one more context for Kev, like clarification, Kyle?
Yeah.
Was that you guys are probably going to get executed just to Kev, or was that to the group in knowing these stakes?
The offenses that have happened tonight, someone's going to be executed for. Who it is doesn't always necessarily matter as long as someone gets killed. That is kind of the game plan with them. Andy is a mage. She has gotten rid of her mage stuff, but is that all of it? Do they have any further ways of detecting that kind of stuff? How much torture will she be able to sustain before breaking and revealing that kind of stuff? You and Enid are awful liars. Like, I say execution to the point that, like, I never in a million years considered you guys having a chance to talk to these people because it was such a bad idea that you should have run and we should have ended this scenario 3 rounds ago.
But none of us rolled good enough perception to understand.
So
what the fuck is
terrible that we're now on
Cool.
the brink of campaign-ending moments.
Can't run now.
We run now.
What do you mean we can't?
We run now. We run now.
They're
They'll
like
murder
gonna see
us. No, we run. We fuck
Are
it,
you
we
telling
ball.
us that these
We
guys
just
are going to
run.
fucking kill us? Because right now we don't know they exist.
Okay.
Well, DeCrane, currently, I'm gonna play hard on this. That we're
I know.
getting too out of this stuff. DeCrane has said to Gus that he is running, if I'm not mistaken, but Augustus is going to do the talking. Then he stepped out the window and hid on the outside of the building. I now need DeCrane to make a stealth check for me, and that's going to end his turn.
Oh no, guys.
Augustus, you are up next. Andy on
Okay.
deck.
14.
Great.
Okay, what's your stealth total?
7.
Oh, great.
21.
Stealth 21. Okay. Augustus.
I think sensing. Okay, go for it.
Just quickly, I'm gonna from the window. I'll say, "If we're gonna run, yeah, be now." But Gus,
Perfect.
I believe in you.
That's very mixed messages.
That's so conflicting.
Hands up, but seeing that turn in DeCrane as he saw something in the hall, hearing that like quiet plea from his sister under the desk and kind of sensing she's afraid, but then hearing that confidence in him from DeCrane, August is also going to look down at Ray and realize there's like no way to hide her. So then I think fuck it, we ball. I am going to be like, we run now. And I'm going to, let me just look at my action economy here. If I summon Ray, I can bonus action summon Ray, but then I would have to tell her to use her teleport, right? Let me just check this.
I think it's a bonus action.
Yeah, so
No, it's an action to summon, right?
let's check real quick.
Action, summon, bonus action, command.
You're right. So, I mean, how fucking crazy do we want to get here? How much can we teleport with the wildfire spirit? Is Andy within 5 feet of Enid?
I think you guys had all been standing within range of one another, so yes.
Okay.
Now DeCrane is kind of outside of that range, on the outside of the building.
He's fine.
But at least he's already cleared.
I mean, yeah, to get this party started, I'm going to summon Ray, just like looking down at her and feeling scared, but then feeling this warmth and that at least one of his friends believes in him, and especially the weirdest one. I'm going to get Ray as our wildfire spirit using my action there. And then I'm going to have her fiery teleport the three of us out the window 10 feet down. I know we'll take damage here, but we'll just have to fall and run.
Okay. One of the figures outside who is rushing towards within 60 feet is able to see the appearance of Ray. Like, obviously there's a kind of a fiery, there's a magical light that comes out of this. They are a shoot first, ask questions later team. She takes a shot at you from range and is going to do that now. As like a held, like, boom. Coming in. That is a 22 to hit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. That is going to be 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
That's it.
7 health left. I could drop on this drop.
Now, yeah, so this is the next part. So, fiery teleport encompasses 3 of you down 10 feet, like out and down 10 feet. There's still 20 feet to fall after that 10-foot drop. I need each of you to make acrobatics checks for me.
Okay.
20 feet is...
Acro or dex save? Acro?
Acrobatics check, please.
Great.
16.
3d6.
21.
for this fall. A 21 is a definite success. A 16. Lit?
Yeah.
Yep. Success.
3, baby.
August is going to take the full... It's only 3d6, but you only have 7 health, so it's likely that we hit a 10 total.
Yeah, one down.
I guess it falls unconscious. Does Ray dissipate when you fall unconscious?
Actually, I don't think she does, but I will double check all this happens.
So yeah, double check. He lands in a kind of slump, and Enid, you see blood pooling out of him from the gunshot wound he sustained right as he did this. And admittedly, you're not 100% sure if it's the fall, the shot. He looks dead, and it looks bad. The two of you land, what did I say, 10? You take 5. So the two of you who have
5
seated.
Okay.
Landing like hard into the stone, kind of stumbling, but not quite catching uncomfortably. And are out of the room. DeCrane, you see them out of the room now. Now, this is a very obvious you did magic thing. These guys are on your tail. We're getting into chase scenario.
Uh-huh.
A pretty close chase with people who have ranged weaponry. This is getting a little dicey. So we're going to play it a little slow and make sure that things are done right.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my
We
god.
will maintain this initiative order, but I'm going to add my new team, into the mix. Actually, I need another die. Okay, Warren. Need different ones.
Ray stays around, by the way.
Thank you.
She can only take a dodge action.
Okay, so she can't do her normal stuff.
Oh, actually, if you're incapacitated, the spirit can take any action of its choice, not just dodge.
Oh, great. Okay. That makes me see. Okay, so
It's just run time, gang. Just run and hide.
it should please you all to know that Lord Commander rolled a 1.
Great. Perfect. Whew. Luck's turning. It was so funny when we spent like 2 turns doing nothing, and now decided to run. It's great.
Good use of time. I appreciate building the tension.
Yeah, you gotta have that tension.
Yeah. Okay. So, Augustus, in your action, has brought everyone down, but you are unconscious. Andy, you're no longer concentrating on anything. Rid of that. Took the 5 points of damage. You don't have any magic. What do you do?
Oh, only 5 points. Sorry, I thought it was 10.
It was 10 total, but you succeeded on the
Okay, sorry.
acro. Same with Allie. You only took 5 there.
I haven't used healing hands today.
I don't believe so.
So I'm going to heal Augustus.
Okay.
3 threes. You have 9.
Augustus heals for 9. Prone, but still alive. That's your action?
Yeah, that's my action. I feel so stupid for hucking
Really?
my entire life into a bush.
You missed
The
all
bush is now
being alive.
much closer.
Yeah, we can run and grab it.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's 30 feet from you from where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Well,
60 foot.
I don't have any bonus actions, so all I can do is run.
Go get it.
Run towards the bush.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll me a dexterity check. Or sleight of hand. Let's call it sleight of hand, which, if you don't have proficiency, is a dexterity check.
8.
Okay. Take 3 points of piercing damage as the thorns of the rose bush you hucked your thing into stab and rip up your arm, but you're able to retrieve astrolabe and sash.
Okay.
Nice.
That'll be the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Enid.
Okay, I'm seeing Augie's alright. Like, she was about to scream. Like, she's just so glad he's okay. And like, if I need to, I'll carry him. But first things first, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Yes, Nettie, yes.
Yeah.
Notably, Decrane will be outside of this range, so it'll only affect, and actually, Andy will now also be outside of this range. It'll only be you and Augustus who would be affected currently,
How much? What's the range on it?
within 5 feet.
Within 5
The
feet.
initial cast, right?
We'll have to get closer to her then.
No,
It's
I mean,
within 30 feet.
All creatures within 30?
30-foot emanation. Yes,
it's new.
that's on the new one. Yeah,
It is a new version.
you radiate a concealing aura for the
you
duration.
radiate an aura. Okay.
Oh,
As
that's new.
opposed to it being like a.
Okay,
That's
sorry.
cool.
Sorry. Let me read it. Sorry.
I think you're right. I think it was different before.
Radiate concealing only a 30-foot emanation, so 30 feet around you. While in the aura, you and each creature you choose have a +10 bonus to stealth and leave no tracks. So,
no tracks.
so absolutely, you can cast it. You're concentrating. It will affect everyone within 30 feet of you, which is massive.
Yeah, that's huge.
Isn't there anything extended straight line? Yeah, it's a 60-foot.
But then we can't leave, as opposed to before, where you counted it as like ball, and then you guys.
Once you're on. I was kind of busted, but whatever. That's fine.
Thank you, D&D Beyond.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, you guys were on the brink of death here, so now let's swing back the other way.
Yeah.
The Pass Without a Trace goes out. You're concentrating on that. Anyone within 30 feet, which will now include pretty much everybody, will have +10 to your stealth checks as long as you remain within 30 feet of Enid and she remains concentrating. That's your action. You can begin to move if you want to, or what do you try to do?
I guess we'll just. All right, were we sneaking? Are we just gonna leave?
I'll point out, even though you have Pass Without a Trace up, if you're running, you can't use stealth. You have to be stealthing to use.
No, but it's better to do it now and make sure we have it up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just like if you know, when I was in terms of like when you make travel checks, and it's the fast travel versus the slow travel. Slow gives you the opportunity to stealth and be perceptive. You have to travel slowly to be stealthy, so it would not be a full sprint to utilize this. So just putting that there. You can choose to however you want to do this, but that will be how I will rule it. So, beginning the move anyways, as you begin to go. Enid is at the bottom of the round here. Top of the round, before Decrane gets to go, the flip side of Lord Commander rolling a 1 was other lady rolled a 20.
Who shot me?
Yeah, she's the worst.
Don't like her.
She has to use the full dash to get in. However, she did have a cool thingy that made her do that with a bonus action. So she has an action. Decrane, you're still at the window's edge. What's your passive perception?
It is 16.
Okay. You hear the like thundering footsteps of all these things approaching very fast. You hear one ahead of the rest. She gets into the room And you see her just like pause in the middle of it and is just taking it in. Like there's just a moment of detective aura, like take in every element of the room, see what's around, make sure that there's nobody hiding on the ceiling and I can shoot them immediately. Make sure that nobody's behind or under the desk, all these things, like clearing the room. You hear a couple of the drawers open as well as this is happening within this action. And you see there's a moment of where she doesn't instantly look outside. She probably does look, but is drawn to like pull the drawers and all these things. So there's a moment where she holds on the pursuit in the interest of gathering information from within here, making sure that there's no lingering shit in here. And then you see she comes to the window's edge and is looking out the window to your party. You look up to see, all of you, look up to see this dark-skinned dwarven woman. Hair was done up like kind of fancy for the gala and has since been kind of tattered and strewn from this fast pursuit. You see she is hastily put on kind of like a breastplate that is not fully strapped but is like someone who quickly wanted to be ready for a fight, and has multiple like a bandolier that has a bunch of vials in it. You can see on a pouch at the side, Decrane, you recognize a Star Wheel pistol with all the accoutrement of bullets and things, tools kind of at the ready. She didn't leave home without having these things close by, and luckily seems to be in a position of power to have them at the ready. But she is now taking aim at the lot of you. You can see there is a fervor to her look that is excited at the opportunity that is presented here. You can take that away with a bunch of different ways you want to look at that, but I'm going to leave it there. That is who you see, but she had to use all of her action movements and all these kinds of things to get to this point. The unfortunate part is that she is now at the window's edge, able to see those of you who are outside, currently within 30 to 60 feet. No problem. But Decrim, we start with you. What do you do?
They can't see me per se, right?
You're not sure that she has looked far enough out to see you on the side of the building, but she's now looking out and she sees your party. Like she's looking at your party who are not fully obscured yet.
Because basically, if I move, I'm taking a chance that then she'll see me, right?
Certainly.
Try and stealth away, but yeah.
Get up
You can use your action to.
I do have good stealth.
Absolutely. If you
I'm
can try
thinking,
and pick your way away carefully, quietly.
yes, maybe up to the roof
Yeah.
Sure.
Great idea.
so that I can still keep an eye, because the goal would be to follow the party.
Yeah.
And keep an eye on them trailing the party.
You got it. A stealth check with your action, please.
Okay. 12,
Okay. What's your stealth bonus?
and the stealth I think is 7.
19.
19.
So a 19 replaces your former stealth check. Okay. You begin this like slow climb up the side of the building, using some of the crenellations and elements of the building to kind of to your advantage, to kind of use them to hide as you begin to make your way up. And you are confident that she doesn't seem to have looked away from your friends to have heard or spotted you. And she's the only one who could. There's no other real good sight lines from inside up this way. You're able to scale. You had to use your action here. You're going slowly, so you're going the 30 feet by the end of your move. Really, it's a little slower than that, but you'd be close to the top, not quite all the way, pulling yourself up over the edge, but close, and are still able to still be in an eagle eye position to look down to your party. Nearly there. So that does cost your action, though. Does that end your turn?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. From Decrane. Is there anything here? No, that wouldn't matter here. Bunnies with the high passive perception. You do hear the heavier clatter of armor echoing within the room now that the window is directly there. You hear the rest of the knights seem to have kind of managed to get to this point. But that would take the full action for the amassed crowd to kind of catch up. So they can't do anything further, but that you know that they're likely in or about the room. Augustus, we come to you.
Amazing. Okay. First thing I'm going to do, point up to that room and cast Fog Cloud.
Okay. There's no real check or save. The fog begins to billow up and out and just begins to fill up the entire space. You hear just confusion abound from within the room.
I'm going to healing word myself with my bonus, or else I would die. So I'm going to be like, yeah, can I do that? Spell and spell?
We've ruled no in this campaign, if I remember correctly, that we've been doing cantrip, spell, or...
That's totally cool. Totally cool. I'm just going to run then. I think before I run, I'll shout up.
Shout up?
Shout up. Professor Eldross isn't who he says he is. He's hurt Lola. And then just run. And run to try and, I guess, just run in a direction. When I get close to Nettie or something else, I'll fiery teleport us just 10 feet further.
Okay. You can get to Nettie. You can jump the extra 10 feet with your fiery teleport. But there's no active stealth there.
I'm just trying to run for now. Like, could you describe this courtyard? Like, I imagine a courtyard, a garden.
You've got, imagine exactly that. There's circular courtyard areas where you can see benches around a fountain. There are just rows of hedgerows of rose bushes and just full on like hedge areas. There are trees that are there's a really tall like kind of oak tree. You can see that people have like sat out and around, and you can see the wear around the kind of roots where people have made like perfect little like reading nooks and things like that, like to kind of curl up around. There are still like pretty strong sight lines for at least 100 feet before like you're really getting into proper obscured distance and stuff. But you can do your best to navigate without the active stealth.
Scott, can I ask a clarifying question?
Yeah.
When you put that fog cloud, did you put it in the middle of the room, or did you put it to obscure the view out the window?
It's kind of what I'm thinking, like almost at the lip of that window, but just enough that it's obscuring that main area there. But yeah. Great clarification.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, yeah, I guess just if I'm running in the direction of where Nettie's going and almost Andy as well, just trying to get us all running in at least the same direction.
Yeah, I think with the fiery teleport able to kind of clump you guys up together, the three of you are together, we'll call it 40 feet from the window at this point.
You tell me if I can do this. Can I say something to them, or do you want me to say it on my next turn?
It would be on your next turn at this point after having said something to the crowd.
Got it. That's perfect.
Andy, we come to you after you just get fiery teleported 10 feet. Whoop.
I have nothing to do but run. I don't have anything in any of my kit.
Before I shouldn't even let you talk. Before you take your turn here, I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
What is this about?
17.
Okay. You are able to manage what could have broken into a full-blown panic attack, like fear walk-up. This is the Arcanoclast at your heels. Magic was just cast at the Arcanoclast in the city. Like, everything you've been warned never to do for fear of hanging or worse just happened.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can we reload the save? Can we reload the save point on this episode?
Dang it. You run. Is there anything you want to do with action other than just all of you running? Because at this point, it'll be Augustus, Enid, Andy, Enid will go in conjunction. Like the three of you are now a group, perfectly aligned, with no enemy breaks. So we can just kind of run you now, the three, as a threesome. If you're all just running.
Yeah, action to run, I think, is fine. But the only other thing I thought to do, maybe I'll do it later. No, I can't even. I already used the ring today.
I thought about it too. Is it a one time? Let's just see.
Yep.
Yeah, it's once a day. But I do want to clarify active dash versus stealth.
Oh. I think...
Because at this point, it becomes a group situation.
Yeah, my thought, and I mean, my thought was run to get out of the sight line, and then once we're out of this courtyard, out of this sight line, start stealthing.
That's what I was thinking too.
Totally fine. That's why I want to clarify.
Yeah.
Then we're in a group dashing mode. You can't quite get as far this time because Augustus used actions to do the fog cloud. Hopefully that obscures, and gives you guys more time. But the intent then would be from you to just follow to try and get away as far as possible. Enid, do you do anything else other than try to get away as fast as possible?
No, and I'm trying to move as stealthily as possible as well.
Okay. Then
making sure Augie's with me too.
He's done a bunch of spells and elements and yelled at things, but grouped together, all three of you begin to try and get away as quickly as you can at this point. Bottom of the round, you hear a metallic kind of like clang, whirring sound. You look back and the fog cloud is dissipated. And then it's her full turn. I'm going to pause before I do this because I have her and then Decrane, and then I've got the Knights in the City Watch. The Knights in the City Watch are going to be pursuing down low. You see ropes begin to get thrown down. They're scaling down the ropes and are going to be in pursuit on foot. They'll be several rounds behind because they'll take them time to get down. They're in heavier armor, and you'll be able to kind of outpace them likely. However, who knows how that plays. But Decrane, you're kind of in the middle of this. You hear shots ring out from below towards your fellows. What is your plan without taking what your actions and stuff are going to be? Are you looking to try and engage, or are you looking to hold and see what happens with your friends before making a choice?
I'm thinking, is there a chance for me to find proper weapon as I keep an eye on everything?
The proper weapons are in that room with the people holding them currently.
Like a less risky, I guess.
Not at the art school.
Okay, I guess I'm following, and obviously if they come under direct attack, I will intervene.
Sorry,
coming under direct attack.
You're following, you're going back down because you had moved to go to the roof.
Yeah,
Could you
yeah.
follow
But I imagine I'm running, I'm parkouring from building to building as I follow.
Would be cool. However, the building stops and then the courtyard continues out.
Oh.
The building does go this way, crosses a bridge over here, and then continues across the river. So you can go that way, but you'll be several rounds behind just in the time it takes to get around and across the river. But is an applicable plan.
Some Decrane knowledge. Just, you might have forgotten. You do have a ring that can communicate with us once a day as an action.
You can use one time.
Yeah.
So maybe you have a point where you can, even if you can't see us, you can get a message to us. Doesn't mean it has to be right now, but
yeah.
Okay, good to know. Okay, so you know what? Then I think it seems like a fight, if not already happening, is inevitable. So what I will do is I will come down and prepare to stealthily attack from behind.
Just so you
there
know.
are like dozens of guards.
Yeah.
You will die. You will die.
Kyle's basically
You will
said,
die,
no,
but you
we're
will
running.
die.
We're running though. I mean, listen, as someone who's sacrificed a character in the past, this is something you could do, but we're running. You could run too and meet up later.
But the plan is I'm not going to attack right away. I'm not just going to jump. I'm waiting until you're like, you need me to attack, kind of.
Okay. Has
Okay.
he seen us run pretty far by
I'm
this
trying
point?
to
So hold on.
close enough.
I'm going to go back into initiative because this was intended more to be kind of on a high level, and it's gotten granular again. So we're just going to go back to the initiative order and run through order of operations, and we'll just see how it plays. So she takes her turn, has the range to get to all three of you, but is going to focus fire, at least for the first 1 or 2 shots, on Augustus, is the one who casts magic, visibly, obviously. So you don't have a ton of health, so I'm going to roll individually, obviously. And we'll see how this goes. That is a 15 to hit.
Let me just check. So I don't have my armor, but I have a +2 to Dex. So I think my AC is only like 12.
Okay.
Because I'm not in armor and I don't have my shield, right?
With no armor, no shield, it's Dex plus 10.
Yeah, so I would only have 12. Yeah.
You take 9 and 12 points of damage.
He's
Down.
again.
Yeah, down again.
You hear a shot ring out, and he skids into the dirt as another bullet catches him from behind. You can feel the punch behind these is more than what Decrane is. You've become accustomed to with Decrane. If that puts into any context here.
You remember we play Last Stand rules, so I'm still awake. I'm just like down. Yeah.
Yep. In this instance, she's not going to go for the kill, so you are downed at 0 hit points.
Yep.
But are, for all intents and purposes, can't do much more than that. Is going to pivot to. She's got 3 shots, so she'll put 1 on each of you. We'll just make it easy that way. Andy, that is a 15 to hit.
Yeah.
Enid, a 15 to hit. Jesus.
Non-existent.
Stop rolling the same number. Sorry. That is 9 points to each of you.
You guys up? Still up? Okay.
That's her full turn. But you hear the order issued out to bring them in alive.
No, that's okay. That's nice.
Is it?
At this point, Decrane, we come back to you. So you are like 50, 60 feet up on the side of the castle manor wall. Like you were like 5 feet from cresting the top, was what the intention was from the last round. You can get down to the ground, but it will cost your full turn to do that. Just to get to the base.
One thought that came to mind, I mean, this is a far-fetched idea, but I'm going to pose it. Could I have rope, and I think I have even a hook to
you have a grappling
secure it. Could I get it onto something and then use it to swing down? And the goal would be to grab one of Augustus or Enid.
Two things wrong with this plan. One, they're about at this point 60 feet away from the edge of the building. So in terms of like you're 60 foot down and they're 60 feet out here, there's no rope possible to swing that. Second problem, you don't have any of your stuff. You specifically came here with no stuff and no armor, no weapons, no gear. You don't bring a grappling hook to a gala. So unfortunately, you are without much of any implements. It is very much what's at your hands.
Would I would know that the order is to take them and not kill them, right?
You heard
Did
that.
I hear that?
You heard that openly, yeah.
Okay. and they have still no idea where I am or even my existence.
As the best to you can tell, there's been no direction up. There's been full focus on them, and you're a tactical like person. Like you understand that like Augustus made a very obvious like target of himself by casting magic at these people, and you know how bad that goes. Like there is a target now painted squarely on him, and you're perceptive enough to see that they're grouped up, the three of them. They're in at this point like a perfect target range for your gun, essentially.
So then my idea is I will continue to follow, and if they get taken into custody, I will follow and see if I can get more info to break them out.
Okay. So
Love it.
I got you. So you're going to hop up top and watch. So just throw me a perception check, and that'll be this round of you perceiving what happens through the round until you're top of your next turn.
11.
Plus what?
And perception 6, so 17.
Okay, perfect. Crane. Okay, so you guys look back. Augustus is down, blood pooling, eyes flickering, somewhat conscious. You see ropes come out of the edges of the window, and you can see the knights and City Watch are lowering themselves down in pursuit. Now they are, 60 plus feet back, but that's not a terrible distance to cover in a short period of time. And they are heavily armed and armored. And we'll have to see how far and away you guys can get and how stealthy you can be. But with Augustus bleeding out and shots being raining down on you, how long can we sustain this? That's the question. So these guys get down. They use basically their full move to get down onto the ground and are beginning to come in your direction. And like I said, they are about, at this point, like 50 feet away. That will take us to Augustus. I need a death save and your last stand kind of action.
It's right to me. Cool. D20. Nat 20.
Okay.
That's big. I was even going to say it before it happened.
Bolstered by just this fervor to push forward, you feel the burn of Ray in your chest urging you forward, and her light and this like gentle embrace of the Pathfinder trace around you, all calling you home. But you push forward knowing that like if you go down, your sister is left alone here. And Andy is fucked if these people catch her. Like, you have no choice but to stand the fuck up and get going.
Pick myself up with that resolve. I'm going to cast a level 3 Cure Wounds into myself.
Okay.
Thank you, D&D Beyond, for changing how much health this gives. Really good roll.
Holy shit. Is that all your health?
Yeah, it is. So I have 32 health. Now I'm almost at full.
Wow.
That was
They
great.
doubled it, pretty much.
So I'm one HP away from my max now. Thanks. And then I just run. I'm like, we're fine. Keep going. Run.
Okay, so you can't action dash because you did the spell. So that's going to restrict the whole group from dashing. So either for Andy and Enid, either you can take an action to do something else and move your 30 alongside Augustus, or the two of you could start doing a stealth at the 30-foot pace. Augustus still being the clearly visible person in terms of you guys, but you guys could in theory start to begin to hide of the threesome that is running. Or you could do something else with your action.
At what point, how much further are we until we're outside whatever the fuck this courtyard is? And can we see what's further? What's past that?
It's darkness. You're just seeing like, it's just like a courtyard. It's just a garden. Like you're just seeing like plants and hedges and things. You're not sure what's at the end of it. You just see darkness of not even a forest. Honestly, at this stage, you're moving too quickly to really get a good eye line on what you're headed to.
Can I say the one thing I was going to say last turn?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I would say to the Nettie and Andy, we need to get to the Nexus. like, let's go to the Hall of Antiquity or get to the Nexus. That's it. And then just for maths, I'll do the fiery teleport again, my bonus action, just to get us 10 feet farther.
Okay. Same question, though, to Enid and Andy. What's the plan?
I don't think I'm enough in my right mind to think about not just running as fast as I can.
Yep.
The only thing I have left is a Misty Step.
Oh, that's smart.
It's very obviously magic too, though.
And that's
I mean,
yeah, so
I
it's
mean,
like,
we're running now.
what do you like? Because if that's the thing. If I use it, then it is magic, but we would get a little bit further. But then the other thing too is
It only
drop my
carries you.
concentration.
It only works for you.
Oh,
It
only
won't
works
drop
for me.
concentration. but
Okay, no,
Misty Step
she
will
wouldn't.
remove you.
She wouldn't leave them then.
Okay.
No, she wouldn't leave them.
Staying with Augustus's side, because you're not going to break from his side, really, is there any other action you want to take, like turning back to them to try and help bolster your group, or is it just help Augie and get away?
Yeah, I'll make sure. I'll grab Augie's hand. How close is Andy to me?
Within 5, unless
Okay.
she's actively running further, because she could use her action to dash.
Okay.
I'd
No.
probably smash and dash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do it.
30 feet ahead, Andy's running, still within the pass of the trace range,
Yeah.
but you guys have not actively stealthed yet. So
You also have really good perception, Ellie. So you could try to see like what's ahead of us. Like there's all sorts of things you could do in terms of like trying to spot. Maybe like you're a ranger, try to spot at what point's a good place to hide. Like looking ahead to see if there's a spot where we could like turn a corner and ditch them or something.
Okay. I'll do
I know
that.
you like have no dark vision, but
Yeah. I have the goggles.
she's fine.
oh,
So perception check for you.
That is a 12.
Honestly, 12 is actually okay in this instance. Needed someone to throw it, and it worked out. You can see, actually, as you are frantically looking ahead, these people are at your back. Augustus now up under, like helping carry him as he's kind of still bleeding out, though healed up, and is going to quickly get back to his full like running pace in this kind of flow of 6 seconds. As you're looking now, which way should we go? About 60 feet up and kind of around the edge of a hedge, you see a glint of like light on a mirror or on a small like dagger's edge or something. Like there's a glint that catches once, twice in your direction.
Little signal.
I'll
That's
let them
good.
know. I'll go this way, guys.
You guys begin to head in that direction. That ends your turn. That takes us to Lord Commander. Let's see. Lord Commander's not going to pursue you. He's the Lord Commander. But she is. You guys are no longer looking back, so I'm not going to have to explain any of that, which is fine. But I am going to shoot you. Andy has gotten further ahead. Augustus is still very clearly casting magic. But Enid, you are now beside him. So 2 shots at Augie, 1 at Enid.
Okay.
Here we go. 2 at once to Augustus. That is a 20 total and a 13 total.
I mean, it's 12 my AC, so you still hit both.
Both hit. And Enid is a 15 total.
Oh, I'm down.
No,
No, just AC.
Hit.
Just AC.
just a hit.
Oh, my AC, yeah, 15. My AC's 15.
Damage against Augustus. 2 shots hit. Oh fuck. That is 26 points of damage
Still up. Still up. Still up.
against Enid.
I'm probably down, guys.
That's 8 points of damage.
Oh my god, thank god. Okay. Okay, we're good, we're good. I have 3 left, guys.
I have nothing left in the tank. I can't do shit.
Oh,
Run.
yeah.
We will come back to DeCrane in this moment, but there's nothing he can affect in this moment, so realistically it doesn't ultimately make a difference here. However, trying to run back some math, you guys were about 50, 60 feet away, didn't do a full dash, so another 30 for the bunnies would put you at 80.
Technically 40 because of our Misty or
Another 10 for the teleport, so at the 90. And then Andy is 20 past that. Yep. So, great. So the Knights and the City Watch drop down and got like another 10 feet. Then they can dash 60. So they are 70. So they're not that far behind.
Not that far.
But they can't really do much of anything. What I will say is actually, no. She told them to take them in alive, so they wouldn't shoot with the range attacks. They're just going to go straight up and get up on top of you. So they're just trying to run and catch up. You've not been actively stealthy, so they do just continue to follow the path and see you. Though you're not leaving tracks with Pass Without a Trace, you're still just actively out in the open right now. So they're not far behind, between about 10 to 20 feet, a little further for Andy. Probably closer to that 20 range. I think my math is a little off. But that is where we're at with all of that. We come back to the group of the three of you now, which I can break out if you're going to do individual actions, or as a group, what do you do?
We're all running towards that glint, right?
If you all ran with your dash, you could reach that point.
I think that's the way to play. What do you guys think?
I think that's the only thing we have left. Only thing is, if we get shot again, like I am down, so someone will have to grab me.
I'm down if I get shot again.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys catch up with me then.
I guess, Andy, you would be front. So would you head towards where Enid was kind of directing?
I think so, yeah.
You'd be the first one to get there. So these guys would follow suit. So unless there's anything else you're doing.
I think I want to see what the fuck's there before I make a decision.
We can't see
what,
that until you
wait.
get there.
Yes, I know that. So, but sorry, if I'm a dash ahead of them, am I only 30 feet from this thing, or am I still 60?
You're not 60, but you're 40.
Okay.
So you still need to dash to get to it. You can move your 30 and you rush towards this and you can't quite see anything. You have to get around the corner. So you have to dash. As you dash, you can see the dark cloaked figure around the corner. There is what looked like there's a tiered level where there's just a higher level, and this is kind of a sunken path walkway where the walls that are about 4 or 5 feet high, and there are some plants up on top, and sinks down and kind of it's just a little bit of a sunken path that goes in and amongst everything, kind of cuts between some of the courtyard areas. At the edge of this, there is a false wall or a false panel that this cloaked figure is leaning out of. The incense stench leads you to believe it leads to the waterways and sewer below, but it is a potential path out.
Okay.
He has the door open. You can see a small mirror in his hand where he was catching the moonlight and glinting to get your attention. It says, "Come with me," and dashes down.
Okay. Yeah, I'll move in the door, but I'm not going any further without them.
You guys are dashing?
Yep.
You're able to make it and follow suit inside the passage.
Slide inside.
Yep.
How much further in would we be before I get an action again?
You mean how long till the full round comes around?
Yeah.
You'd be... sorry, do you mean how much further in the tunnel would you be until you'd have your action again?
If I was continuing, yeah, I have something that might be able to help throw him off a trail, but it's a 10-foot range.
Okay. Well, here is the play of this is another round plays out, and you hear the sounds of people approaching, but still a ways off. They're just very loud. It's hammered fucking metal running on, all this kind of stuff. You hear it echoing, but it's not immediately outside right now.
Okay.
As it comes back to the three of you.
My thought was, against everything that I want to do, which is never think about magic again, I wanted to use prestidigitation as a 10-foot range to do just a streak of blood going past this on the ground, because we're not leaving tracks right now, but basically leave some fake tracks as if we kept going, like Augustus was bleeding.
Easy enough. I will ask for a deception check. See how well you can kind of make this look.
My deception is good. 16.
Yeah, that would be any of these guys, insights and perceptions and all that, passives. So confidently leaving this trail to lead them past and away, you close this passage, and you see it does kind of sink in, and seemingly like it's a false panel, and so it doesn't look like an access to the public who's walking around. It's a tight walkway back down, and there is just a hole with a ladder that leads down that the cloaked figure has descended.
Could I say to
three of you are safe.
To Enid, just like, tell DeCrane we're okay, where we are. Because she's the only one who hasn't used her ring. She and DeCrane have not.
Okay. I will do that then, and just let him know to, because no one would be there with the gleaming light, right? But he would see.
No, he can't follow us. Like, he should just run and hide himself.
Yeah.
At this point, because they don't know he exists.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell him to run and hide somewhere as best he can, and that we are in the sewers.
Perfect.
And we're okay. We made it. Barely, but we made it.
Barely.
You hear that across the Nexus ring to you, DeCrane. Friends are alive, safe, though in the sewers. You can attempt to...
Yeah.
Actually, what do you try and do in this moment? Do you just hold here for a while? Do you try to go there now? What do you try to do?
Are they still, like, I guess I'd have to ask, like, are they still being chased? Or are they, like, just laying low in the sewers now?
With your perception, it comes back around to another round. So throw another perception check for me, and I'll give you some more information.
17.
Okay. Plus your bonus. You watch the knights trail them. You lose sight of the three of them as they kind of turn left into something. Like there's a bunch of shit in the way. There's a bunch of plants and stuff. You're expecting to see them pop out on this other side, and you don't see them. You see the knights and City Watch pursue, and they do appear on the other side. You never saw these guys again. So when you hear this message come through, somewhere in that path, you know that they have managed to dodge the City Watch and the Knights, and that they are just pursuing nothing. And they've told you now that they've made it underground. Clearly, those Knights have not followed that trail, and you don't see anything from the Lord Commander or the woman below. They haven't made their way down. They left it to the Knights and the City Watch to pursue. So it seems, at least for the time being, that there's no direct pursuit to the sewers. So far, so good.
Okay. And so my plan is I need to blend in, and I need to find some people who can help me get to the sewers or get support into the sewers.
Can I tell you one thing you might be thinking about?
Mm-hmm.
All our shit's back at our hotel. Your gun is back at the hotel.
I will get that too, I think, but I'll need somebody to guide me to the sewers, or I will need someone to help keep me stealth.
I will tell you now, as you're kind of running through this scenario in your head, and you can cross to the front side of the manor from the roof. Like, it's an open kind of, rooftop. So you make your way to the front to just start getting the lay of the land and see, now that, they're below ground, you can't see them on the other side. The exodus of people from the gala, they're still milling about in the entryways in the Carvel Hall below. Like, you can see them kind of spilling out to have further cocktails and discussion. However, out front, in a large kind of with a large breadth from the rest of the crowd, you see two figures just a full screaming match at each other. Very clearly the king and another man. And you can see at this point Lord Lincoln Carlisle in chains, on his knees with blades at either side of his neck, by two Kingsguard, and over the next period of few minutes, as you're kind of debating what to do, the Kingsguard drag him through the streets back through the high street, and the king and this other man and the queen and Princess Ophelia, they get into a carriage, and you can still hear them just full, like, blood red, yelling at one another, like furious, as they're making their way kind of behind the lord being dragged through the street. You're asked about finding someone to help you. It's like 2 a.m. in the art district in Karden. To find someone to lead you into the sewers going to be a challenge, and you don't blend in so well without adding something to your person. You specifically look weird, and it's not like you can tame your hair down. It's a flying, floating kind of mess. So it's going to be difficult for you to gather someone to help you do any of this, but you could, like, using your stealth and your acrobatics and your abilities, get your way back to the inn to gather your things just on your own. Like, that's just something you can easily get away from here now that the focus is elsewhere. To get down to the sewers would be probably best done not here. You'd have to find another path to get to the sewers, which is doable. Like, you can make another investigation check or another series of, like, social checks to see if you can get someone else, but it would likely need to be done outside the river ward.
Okay, so I guess my first thing will be, let's get everyone's stuff so I can at least bring that.
Okay.
Solid.
Begin making your trek towards the Red Lion, I believe.
Yep.
In the sewers, as
What a day.
the three of you guys pursue the cloaked individual, he continues just like walking. You catch up, and he is walking with pace, needing to kind of get away from this place. And the crew of you collectively...
Is it the guy we saw earlier? The guy
Yeah,
who
same
came
guy.
out of the walls? Okay.
Yeah, cloak guy. He doesn't kind of engage or talk, really. And it's probably
like
for...
Hey, Batman.
Yeah, probably for about like 30 to 45 minutes. He just leads you guys through the sewer, kind of winding kind of tunnel paths, before he pauses at another ladder and a manhole, basically, at the top. Says, "This will lead you up to the merchant's ward. I hope that will work for you."
Hey, what's your name? You just saved our lives, so I gotta know your name.
You see his face is obscured by like a black bandana, and the cloak hangs low, so you really only see kind of pale skin and kind of dark eyes, and even that is obscured by a little bit of dark paint and shadow. You may call me the Spectre.
Sick. I don't say that. I'm like, thank you, Spectre. Are you gonna stay here?
There's more to pursue.
Hey, what was that thing?
Which thing? The puppeteer.
Is that what they're Eldross and he did that thing to Lola?
The puppeteer has long been a threat to the people at the college. I've been tracking and waiting for him to strike once more, so I could catch him in the act, bring him to justice.
Just guys, I was so in it. You broke me with your laughs. Fuck, I love the Spectre. He's sick. While listening to this and to collect myself, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Nettie.
Oh, thank you.
You cast the spell, and he doesn't do anything to stop it. You should truly be more careful with how you use your magic. It's clear the city is unkind to those who utilize it.
This night really got away from us. It started off so good. We won a dance contest, And then it went so bad.
He turns to Andy and says, "Your performance was very good."
She's had a night. I think she'd normally say thank you. She's very stressed.
She's not paying attention to anything.
Understood.
Should we contact you in the future, or do you?
No.
Okay.
If we have need to cross paths again, then our paths will cross.
Well, you can call me Rabbit.
And I'm Girl Rabbit.
Understood. Do you have affiliations with the Alliance in the city?
Yes. Do you?
I've been approached, but politely declined. I prefer to work alone.
If you ever want to team up, we almost got him there.
Need a little bit of work still.
Yeah, we get a lot.
You are currently down one of your members.
But we talked to him.
Well, I wish you luck. I appreciate what you tried to do tonight.
I mean it. You saved us. You saved my sister's life, my life, her life. If you ever need help with this puppeteer thing, we're on board.
Understood. But, in truth, it's best to stay in the shadows. Keep your gifts unseen.
We really need outfits or costumes or something like this. We fucked up. You look great in this, and I think we should have done something similar. What a day. What a day.
It'll get better.
Okay. You got 41 health back, Nettie. And before I climb up this ladder, I'm going to pump a cure into little old me. Hey, you want one, Andy? I can fire one up for you too if you want.
Okay, honestly, I didn't take near as much damage as you guys. I'm at 17.
Nah, you're going to get one. Everybody's getting one.
Spectre, as you're kind of having your final moments, you turn and he's gone.
Oh my God.
Andy Batman.
God, I love him. He's great.
It was so cool.
You got 29 health back, Andy.
Cool.
Oh shit. Guys, what do we do now?
I'm going to interject here for a moment. In the interest of the time that it's at, and realistically, outside of, now that you're in the Merchant's Ward, you're near your inn, you're all able to group up. You have one remaining kind of communication between one another, easy enough to connect and regroup. However, it is an uneasy night of rest. And if you wish to have conversations and things, you are free to do so. But we'll do them next game. I think we'll end at this point. The four of you reconnect. We can put you back into the Red Lion, into your rooms. You can either take the long rest, or we can reconvene there before doing so, before your day continues. And you get to witness the aftermath of the gala and the night's events. However, leaving you all with the final thoughts that you came face to face with the Arcana classed and witnessed face to face. Things are going to be a little tougher from now on.
Yeah.
Yay! We did it, guys.
Well,
Good news. Good news, we're alive.
Not gonna lie, I definitely thought we were gonna have just a conversation.
I thought we were gonna have a convo. It was gonna be great until Kev got that little insight that this is gonna go real bad if you don't get it.
Kyle had us roll 3 perception checks to try to be able to tell us you can't stay here, and we all rolled terrible.
Yeah.
I thought one of us was dying, like dead.
We were so close.
If they hadn't bumped the health options like they had, and if you guys didn't have like a bunch of teleporting options,
Yep.
like consistent teleporting options, it was bad. And like the stay and talk method wasn't a conversation. It was you're in chains and you guys are going to the dungeons, and like the talking is an interrogation and torture, probably, or at least for Andy. Like,
oh man,
it was gonna, like, the stakes were either run or you're going to jail. The bad kind of jail. Not the fun jail, the bad.
Here's the next thing.
Oof.
I mean, Andy, you could maybe blend in. Like the crane, I don't know. You are human-esque. You have weird hair. You could wear a hat. We're bunnies.
We're literally
We're
rabbits.
bunny rabbits.
We are
Who's-
walking animals that speak.
Have we seen any other Harangons in the city?
Yes, but not that many.
Oof. Maybe our luck will turn and they will be caught instead.
Oh God, yeah. These innocent
Can
people.
you imagine?
For some
Oh my
innocent
goodness.
rabbits.
You don't want to risk trying to be innocent rabbits because they might hunt you.
No.
Fuck
We're
me.
gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to like tie our ears back, make it look
I
like
know.
it's hair, like do something about our noses.